Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Shakurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Wednesday, the 18th of March. Lawyer of Osama, Dr. Shakil Afridi, shot dead in Pakistan. At least 7 killed in Taliban suicide attack in Afghanistan's southern helmand. And Indo-Pak cricket tournament could restart in December, says Pakistani envoy. And now for all the details. At least 7 people were killed and over 20 others were injured in a powerful blast in Afghanistan's southern helmand on Wednesday. According to reports, a suicide bomber detonated his explosives-laden vehicle near the governor's house in provincial capital Lashkargah. The Afghan Taliban claimed responsibility for the strike. It comes at a time when the Afghan security forces are undertaking a crackdown in the province targeting the Taliban. Helmand is considered one of the strongholds of the insurgents. The offensive has so far killed dozens of fighters and a few top operatives of the Islamic State in Afghanistan, army reports have claimed. Shakil Afridi, the lawyer of Dr. Shakil Afridi, the Pakistani physician who helped the CIA track down Al-Qaeda chief Osama bin Laden, was shot dead late on Tuesday. He had fled the country in December 2013 after receiving threats from extremist groups and had recently returned to Pakistan.
Shakil Afridi succumbed to his injuries at a Peshawar hospital late on Tuesday after being shot by unidentified men near his residence. A splinter group of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has claimed responsibility for the attack. They have also threatened similar actions against everyone linked to the case. Shakil had been representing Dr. Shakil Afridi since 2012 when he was accused of terror links and anti-national activities. The lawyer who fled the country in 2013 after death threats had only recently returned to Pakistan. His colleagues said Shakil received several warnings despite withdrawing from the case.
इसने जब शकील अफरीदी का केस किया था, अब आफ्टर इसको जब थ्रेड मिले तो उसके बाद तो इसने उससे रिफ्यूज़ किया। वो उसका 1.5 साल हो गया है और वो शकील का केस उससे विड्रा हो गया था। तो अभी तक हमें ये समझ नहीं आ रहा कि उसकी जिम्मेदारी वो क्यों कबूल कर रहे हैं और किस तरह जनरल ये कहते हैं कि किस वजह से इसको शहीद किया गया।
Dr. Shakil Afridi, a WHO physician, had helped the CIA track down bin Laden in Abbottabad using a fake polio vaccination campaign. He is currently serving a 33-year jail term awarded to him by a Pakistani tribal court in May 2012. He is also facing murder charges in connection with the death of a patient. The US has been for long pressurizing Pakistan to secure the release of Dr. Afridi. Islamabad, however, has so far refused the demand, claiming the law will take its course.
A Bangladeshi court on Wednesday framed charges against 8 people in connection with the murder of atheist blogger Ahmed Rajib Haider. The progressive writer was hacked to death by Islamic fundamentalists in February 2013 for his criticism on religion.
Charges have been framed against 8 people, including Mufti Jasimuddin Rahmani, the chief of extremist group Ansarullah Bangla team, in the murder of blogger Ahmed Rajib Haider. 7 others booked are activists of Islami Chhatra Shibir, the student wing of religious party the Jamaat-e-Islami. Rajib, an architect by profession, was one of the main organizers of Gono Jagoron Mancha, the movement which led the demand of capital punishments for the convicted war criminals in Bangladesh. He was hacked to death for his atheistic views and criticism of religious fundamentalism. The development comes at a time when police and a special team of the FBI are probing a similar case of the murder of US Bangladeshi blogger Avijit Roy. The progressive writer was hacked to death in capital Dhaka last month. He also became a victim of fundamentalists for his criticism of religion. Bangladesh has seen a rise in attacks on liberals and freethinkers by extremist groups in the recent times.
Pakistani Christians are demanding better safety of religious minorities in the country. Aggrieved families of those killed in the twin church attacks continue to seek justice for the victims. A report.
Tears continue to roll down their eyes as they demand the Pakistan government to book the culprits. Family members of the victims of Sunday's twin church attacks laid to rest their loved ones at a mass funeral in Lahore. Hundreds from other minority communities in Pakistan also came to support the Christians. The eastern city has remained under a tight security cover ever since the violence struck. Johanabad, a Christian neighborhood in Lahore, was rocked by blasts on Sunday when Taliban suicide bombers targeted 2 churches as hundreds were offering prayers, leaving 15 people dead. Pakistan has remained tense ever since as Christians took out mass protests all across the country, criticizing the brutal attack. Many took to violent demonstrations, seeking security and demanding punishment to the perpetrators. At many places, it even turned violent, with protesters clashing with the police. 2 men suspected to be associated with the attackers were also lynched by an angry mob. Christians make up around 2% of Pakistan's Muslim majority population. There has, however, been a surge in attacks on the minority community in recent years. In September 2013, a Taliban blast in Peshawar church had killed 127 people and injured over 250 others.
Bangladesh police on Wednesday arrested at least 80 men belonging to the opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party. According to reports, a huge cache of firearms was also recovered from them. They were arrested after police raided 2 colleges in Chittagong. Bangladesh police have for some time been acting tough on the BNP supporters who are behind a spree of violence across the country as part of their nationwide shutdown. More than 200 people have been killed in political violence in the country so far, ever since the party declared an indefinite blockade in January. Exiled leaders of Kashmir continue to demand from Pakistan that it should stop promoting extremism and terrorism in Gilgit-Baltistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. A report.
Exiled Kashmiri leaders held a conference titled Growing Extremism, Terrorism and Its Impact on Pakistan and Jammu and Kashmir in Geneva. The event stressed on preventing militants from recruiting and radicalizing people, mainly youth, for carrying out violent acts in the Kashmir Valley. Speaking on the occasion, many said despite championing the Kashmiri cause at international forums, Pakistan subjugates people in its occupied territory.
दुनिया को बावर कराना था कि देखें पाकिस्तान की किस तरह की डुप्लिसिटी है कि एक तरफ वो पूरी दुनिया में शोर मचाता है कि कश्मीरियों को राइट टू सेल्फ डिटर्मिनेशन होना चाहिए और दूसरी तरफ है जो उसके अपने खिते के अंदर जो उसकी अपनी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के अंदर कश्मीरी रहते हैं उनको बोलने का हक नहीं है.
The event, organized by Jammu Kashmir International People's Alliance, also blamed Pakistan for giving a free hand to militant leaders like Hafiz Saeed, chief of internationally banned terror outfit Jamaat-ud-Dawa, for organizing political rallies across the country. The activists complained of muzzling of free speech in these areas of Pakistani Kashmir.
Whereas के पाकिस्तान के अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के मुताबिक सेक्शन 157 के मुताबिक रियासत जम्मू कश्मीर का कोई हिस्सा भी पाकिस्तान के का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पार्ट नहीं है. इवन जो एरियाज़ उसके अपने कब्ज़े में हैं, गैर कानूनी कब्ज़े में हैं, वो भी पाकिस्तान के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन 1973 के मुताबिक जो है वो उसके हिस्से नहीं है. तो जब अगर उसका हिस्सा ही नहीं है तो वहाँ गद्दारी जैसे संगीन इल्ज़ामात के तहत सियासी कारकुनों को जो है वो हरास करना और उनके खिलाफ केसेस रजिस्टर करने के कोई मानी नहीं है.
Pakistan had illegally annexed Gilgit-Baltistan and POK over 6 decades back. Both the regions were a part of the erstwhile princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. The conference brought to light the 12 political activists of Gilgit who were given life in prison under the Anti-Terrorism Act in September last year. Leaders like Babajan, Hunzai and Iftikhar Hussain were also detained for allegedly instigating a demonstration in support of internally displaced people of the Hunza Valley.
9 more death row prisoners were executed in various jails of Pakistan's eastern Punjab province on Wednesday. This comes a day after 12 convicts were hanged across various cities of Pakistan. The total number of executions has now reached 45 ever since the moratorium on capital punishment was lifted by Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif last December in the aftermath of the Peshawar school attack which killed 142 people. Pakistan had last week reformed the policy to execute not just militants but also all death row prisoners whose mercy appeals have been rejected. It is estimated that over 8,000 prisoners are death row convicts in Pakistan. Restaurants in Indian states of Maharashtra and Haryana have taken off beef from its menu after the provincial governments enforced a strict ban on its sales. The move has, however, evoked fury of political corridors in the country where cows remain sacred to Hindus, with its slaughter being banned at most places.
2 weeks after Maharashtra state, home to India's financial hub, placed a new stringent ban on sales of beef, the northern state of Haryana followed suit. Cows are already protected in India, a majority Hindu country. But this latest effort holds slaughtering bullocks and calves and banning any consumption by state governments aligned to the Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party, which also holds federal power. Violators can face a jail term up to 10 years and be fined as much as $2,000.
गाय को हम गौ माता इस नाते से कहते हैं और पहले भी गौवध निषेध एक्ट यहाँ जरूर था, लेकिन उसमें कई प्रकार की खामियां थी, कमियां थी। उन सबको दूर करते हुए हमने इसको इस बार गौ संवर्धन और गौ संरक्षण इसका नाम दिया है।
The decision has raked up a political controversy. Some are questioning if the state has the right to decide someone's culinary preferences. Protesters have alleged that the ban is not so much towards protection of cows, but a diktat against non-Hindus who account for at least 25% of the country's population from faiths such as Islam, Christianity and Buddhism.
Well, India is a diverse country, and in a diverse country, people have different culinary habits. And if you completely dehorse the religious aspect of it, beef is also a poor man's protein. So this is nothing else but a political agenda. Nobody advocates that you should eat beef or not eat beef, or you should eat meat or not eat meat, or you should become a vegetarian. But ultimately, it's an individual's choice.
But despite the religious significance, India is also a major exporter of products from beef to leather and has one of the world's largest cattle populations.
Those who are doing leather business in India, they will be affected. There are licenses given in India for so many years. They will be all jobless. So everything has to be considered and then taken into course of account that this law will be helpful or not.
Still, the issue of cow slaughter remains potent and emotional for Hindus who revere the animal, even as others say it is an infringement of their freedom.
Resumption of Indo-Pak cricket could happen this year. Pakistan High Commissioner to India Abdul Basit has said the two neighbours have not played any bilateral tournaments ever since India called off ties following the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks.
One of the most anticipated rivalry on the cricket field could become a reality soon. Speaking at a function in eastern Kolkata, Pakistani envoy to India Abdul Basit said efforts are being made towards organising the series in 2015 itself.
Pakistan and Indian cricket teams hopefully would be playing against each other, a bilateral series in December this year. So we are working very hard on that. So that will be happening after a long gap.
Basit's statement come days after Pakistan Cricket Board Chief Shahryar Khan met newly elected BCCI Secretary Anurag Thakur as part of efforts to resume cricket matches between the two countries. He had said that the first bilateral tournament in nearly 7 years could take place in UAE in December, followed by Pakistan touring India next year. India has, however, not yet responded to the development. The sports ties between the two countries were suspended in 2008 after Pakistani terrorists went on a rampage in Mumbai, killing 166 people. Pakistani players were also ever since barred from participating in the world's richest cricketing league, the IPL. Pakistani cricket is facing international isolation too, with teams refusing to tour the country citing security reasons following a terror attack on the Sri Lankan team in 2009. The country has been hosting all its international tournaments in UAE.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Lawyer of Osama, Dr. Shakil Afridi, shot dead in Pakistan. At least 7 killed in Taliban suicide attack in Afghanistan's southern helmand. An Indo-Pak cricket tournament could restart in December, says Pakistani envoy. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.